This is me on my period with some cramps, crying on the couch. This is the ice cream I'm gonna be eating.
Hi friends, I'm Swasti, and today I'm going to be taste testing every single flavor of Brave Robot's new animal-free dairy ice cream. I've been curious about embarking on a plant-based diet for some time now, and like many other people, I'm addicted to dairy, so that's the one thing I know I'm gonna miss the most. I have found some really good cheese substitutes, but when it comes to ice cream and milkshakes, I do not like compromising on flavor and creaminess. So this is one space where it's like I'm gonna be cutting it out entirely if I don't find exactly what I'm looking for when it comes to the perfect ice cream. So naturally, when I learned about Brave Robot's new animal-free dairy ice cream, my interest was piqued. If you go over to their Instagram page or their website, they go into great detail explaining how this process works, and I found a really informative blurb on their Instagram that I'm gonna walk you through. Animal-free dairy is exactly what you'd find in cow's milk, except there are no cows involved thanks to the miracles of modern-day science. They use animal-free whey protein from Perfect Day to make this ice cream. Perfect Day copied the DNA sequence of dairy protein from a free and open digital DNA library. They then taught microflora, which are tiny little organisms like yeast, how to replicate the dairy protein. The microflora then ferment in a tank with some plant sugars, which is basically just like brewing beer. Brave Robot then uses that protein along with the delicious bits that you'll find in some of their flavors in order to create animal-free dairy ice cream, which they claim is just as creamy as traditional ice cream, except you're not using cows, which is better for the environment and of course for the cows. So I learned that they were launching their ice creams at Ralph's, and I ran to my nearest Ralph's in order to grab every single flavor and taste test them all. So without further ado, let's dig in. So here are all the flavors of ice cream, and I'm gonna be judging them based on how they compare in terms of texture to traditional ice cream, and of course, based on how they taste. So the first flavor I'm gonna start with is vanilla. It's a traditional flavor. There's only so many ways you can do it, so I feel like it's the best flavor to start with. All right, so let's open it up. It looks like your pretty standard vanilla ice cream. You know right away whether someone did vanilla right or they did vanilla wrong. Let's dig in. This is good. This tastes just like vanilla should. It's creamy, it's smooth. The texture is almost exactly like traditional ice cream, but there is a slight aftertaste. I'm not sure what that is. It could honestly just be the strength of the vanilla bean seed or like whatever sweetener they used. So there's a slight aftertaste, but it's good. I feel like I'll rate this one probably a 7 out of 10. It's good. Good vanilla. All right, next up, we're keeping it in the vanilla family with vanilla and cookies. That sounds really good. I mean, it's chocolate cookie crumbles, so honestly it sounds more like cookies and cream than anything. I do like cookies and cream. Another one where you know right away whether or not it's gonna taste like it should. I feel like this is gonna be good. I feel like it's gonna be a hit. So I'm opening it up here, and there's a really beautiful swirl. There are definitely cookie bits, and that is always fun. Those are my favorite parts to eat. So let's dig in. Oh wow, this is really good. The cookie bits are perfect. This is a 10 out of 10. There's no aftertaste. It tastes, once again, just like traditional ice cream. I could easily eat this whole pint. And these cookie bits are phenomenal. Like, I can't get enough. Giving Ben & Jerry's a run for their money. This is good. This is like vanilla and cookies got married and had like the perfect, most beautiful baby. That's what this ice cream is to me. Moving on to the next one. All right. Buttery Pecan. I feel like it's at every ice cream shop in existence. Opening it up, I see caramel, and like those caramel ribbons look amazing. It looks exactly like traditional Buttery Pecan ice cream would, and I'm really excited to dig into this little caramel section. I'm not gonna waste any more time talking about it. You can see it, you know what it looks like. I'm gonna give this a shot. The flavor is strong with this one. The concentration of the caramel and the flavor was just so bold. I think I almost like this better than traditional butter pecan ice cream. I see a little piece of pecan right here, so I'm gonna go in and try that.
really get the whole flavor profile. This was like a caramelized or roasted pecan or something, and it tastes great. It's not just like, oh, here's a bit of pecan, like you may like it, you may not. This one's another 10 out of 10. I feel like my grandma would like this. I like this. Can't go wrong. It's a classic and they adapted it perfectly. Okay, now we're moving into like the fruity ice cream territory. This one is blueberry pie. I gotta be honest, I've never had blueberry pie flavored ice cream, so I'm not really sure what to expect. I would like to think it does in fact taste like a blueberry pie, and I would love it if there were little graham cracker bits or something in it, but let's find out. I feel like I see a little bit of graham cracker bit right in the center there, so obviously I know which part of this ice cream I'm gonna be eating first. I am curious to see how this one tastes, and I'm gonna start with this chunk in the middle that looks like there's some graham cracker bits in it. That's a pie crust. This is like a brown sugar pie crust or something, and it tastes so good. It contrasts really well with the blueberry flavor. And I also see like little blueberry bits in this, so you're actually getting fun little flavorful chunks in this ice cream. This is good. I gotta be honest, I didn't expect this flavor to be as good as it is. The perfect ratio of fruit to crust to like vanilla-ish undertone. It's sweet, but it's not overbearing, and the fruit doesn't taste synthetic. And that's why I like this so much, because sometimes you get like a fruity ice cream and it's like, what is that? But this is good. It's crisp, it's sweet, and this is the perfect summer ice cream. Like I could imagine myself going on a picnic. I've got a bunch of stuff, and then I got this like ice cream in my ice box, and it gets a little bit melty, and I'm enjoying it in the hot summer sun. This is the perfect ice cream for that. Moving on to the next one. Keeping in line with fruit, we've got ourselves some raspberry white truffle. Another beautiful presentation. It looks beautiful. I'm gonna take this raspberry corner right here. Ooh. Wow, they really nail it with the flavor profile. This isn't some fake synthetic raspberry flavoring. This is like very rich. I felt a little chunk of something, and I'm trying to find it, figure out what that is. I feel like that's white chocolate in there. I honestly can't tell what it is, but it's really good. This is another summer ice cream flavor. I can see myself enjoying it on a picnic in the park. I love the texture. It's just like traditional dairy ice cream. I feel like I'm just handing out 10 out of 10s. We're gonna move on to the next one, because if I don't, I'm gonna eat this whole thing. Moving on from the fruity flavors into the realm of chocolate. I love the name of this ice cream. It's just a lot of chocolate. I mean, you can't get more clear than that. This is chocolate with fudge swirls and dark chocolate chunks. I mean, that is a lot of chocolate. So I'm curious to see how much I like this, because I do love chocolate, and this is a lot of chocolate. Opening it up, it looks like a lot of chocolate. It really does. Like, this is chocolate galore. You could smell it. Like, I can smell the chocolate. That's how much chocolate there is in here. I can smell it. It smells like a brownie. This looks like a chocolate lover's dream. I am a chocolate lover. I'm excited to try this. I'm gonna start with this little swirly, chunky section here. They were not stingy with the amount of chocolate chips. Oh my God. This is like a dark chocolate lover's dream. I'm blown away. This is me on my period with some cramps, crying on the couch, watching some sad movie or a rom-com to try and feel better. This is the ice cream I'm gonna be eating. And you can see that it has that perfect creamy texture, because as it starts to melt, it's doing the exact same thing that normal ice cream does, where it melts around the edges, and you can like spoon it up like this, which is what I like to do. This is how I like to eat my ice cream. Another 10 out of 10. Slam dunks. I can't believe the only one that I rated under 10 was vanilla, but I guess that makes sense, because like vanilla ice cream is kind of like on its own. Moving on. Here we've got PB and fudge, and I love peanut butter and chocolate. It's like my favorite combination. Reese's is my favorite candy, so I feel like this is it. This is like the holy grail of ice cream for me. So I'm very excited to just dig into this one. There's a really fun swirl at the top. Like, you can see the swirl of flavors. And now when you dig in, get a nice heaping spoon. You can smell the peanut butter. That's when you know it's a good peanut butter fudge ice cream, when you can smell the peanut butter. It's not gonna be some like small amount of peanut butter, like barely any flavor. No, this is the real deal. Okay, bottoms up. This is heaven. This is the best yet. This is like 1,000 out of 10. The balance between peanut butter, chocolate, and vanilla is perfect. This is another one that I could just clear sitting on my couch, watching TV. I wouldn't even think twice. I would just eat this whole thing in one go because it's very light. The texture is once again just like traditional ice cream. I can't believe this is animal free and lactose free. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. If the world was like ending and Ted and I were on an island and we had one thing that we could eat, it might just be this. It's that good. Okay, putting a cap on this, or else once again, I'm gonna clear the whole thing. Let's move on to the final flavor. Okay, here it is, the final flavor. We've got hazelnut chocolate chunk. Now this looks just like regular chocolate chip ice cream, but it's not. We're gonna have a surprise appearance from our old friend Hazelnut. I'm very excited to dig in. This one is very soft. I think I let it sit out for a little bit longer, you know, since it's the last one. Ooh, this tastes like Ferrero Rocher. That's what this tastes like. It's not Nutella, but it's really good. The hazelnut flavor is very much apparent. This isn't like for the weak. This is for a true hazelnut lover, which I am, so I'm in luck, I guess. The chocolate chunks really balance this whole thing out. It's very creamy. It's the perfect balance between these two flavors, and I'm really enjoying how it's melting at the side, so I can just go in like this, scoop out those melty pieces, and eat them first. I couldn't be more impressed with this. It's another 10 out of 10. All right, final thoughts. My favorite flavor out of the incredible flavors that I had today had to be the PB and fudge because it was perfect. It was light, it was flavorful. It's like all my favorite things combined into one perfect animal-free, lactose-free ice cream, and I'll be eating plenty of pints of those in the future, for sure. Shout out to you, Brave Robot. I mean, what you did was incredible. I'm so impressed.